Hello everyone, welcome to yet another session with Be Money Wiser, and today we're going to talk about planning for our old age. So many times we only think about our day-to-day survival. We think about making our budget, saving, paying back our loans, and basically survival. We're thinking about our day-to-day survival. But today we want to take this thought a little bit deeper. How effectively are we planning for our old age? Let's listen to this experience and carry on the discussion, hoping that at the end of all this, we'll have some insight on how to plan better for our older years.
My name is Chisto Bashir Juma. This planning for retirement involves looking at your current expenditures and then planning to have the same expenditures, having the same money to spend when you can't work. So it involves saving some money at the present and using that money at the point when you've retired. And the pain with it is that if you don't start immediately begin working, then it becomes a very big problem when you want to join it. And this is the pain I want to share. I began my retirement planning just 5 years ago, and that means I must save big amounts because I'm closer to retirement than than if I decided to do that at the onset of my working career. I don't know if you get the point. I have to save twice as much because the period between now and my retirement is just about 20 years. Yet if I had started saving for it from the time I started working, that means I would have had close to 40 years, and that means I would have saved less money, almost a half of what I'm saving towards retirement. What lessons do I pick out of this? It is nice to plan for retirement. It is a reality. Number two, it is nice to begin early. I began 20 years later, and I'm telling you I'm paying the price because I have to save twice as much. But I don't regret for one thing. Eventually I'm doing it. Yes, it's coming at the cost of big, I have to save big on my income, but then this is the advantage. I'm happy to know that even when I retire, I will have some money that will be able to live me through my life even without earning. I think that is a very, very important lesson for anybody to think about that age when you can't work anymore, but you still have the same expenditures in your life. There are a number of ways you can use to save for your retirement. You can use insurance providers. There is also the National Retirement and Pension Scheme. It actually provides for players. There are banks and other entities that give avenues for one to save money, and that money is invested for you through portfolios, such that if you can save some money like 20 million, then it can be multiplied through investments those companies make, and then you can earn twice or 3 times as much as you saved through such schemes. It is also important as you plan for retirement not to waste your youthful life. Live a very healthy life. It is clear most of the biggest bills in our retirement are on health. We spend money on health. People have to travel to be taken to India, etc., and they almost wipe whatever savings we have for retirement. So use your youthful life very safely. Live a healthy life, eat a good diet, do exercises, avoid such diseases that are preventable. Diseases like diabetes, diseases like heart attacks, high blood pressure, all those diseases that come with a poor lifestyle. Avoid them. Eat and live healthy, then you'll have a better retirement.
Well, what an amazing story from Bashir. Most of us only do remember to plan for our old age or even think about retirement in our last 2 to 5 years of working. But most especially those are years when you're already tired and you cannot do so much to change the status quo.
But you see, there is this saying that Ugandans have, that you can retire, much as you have retired doesn't mean that you're tired.
Mm-hmm.
But in the essence, you do not have the same energy you used to have in your youthful years. So what you do when you're younger matters a great deal. Now, most cases when we're talking about issues to do with money, we're reminding you save, invest, plan for your loans well, make your budget, have a good spending plan, etc. Ladies and gentlemen, when all these things are done properly when you're younger, in your older days, your life is more comfortable.
Sure.
So in most cases, we're talking about saving. We are saving for,
investments,
just day-to-day survival, day-to-day living.
Exactly.
But today we are reminding you that you need to project further. Think further of your older days. Most cases parents talk about, I invested in my children, so my children will look after me when I'm older. Ladies and gentlemen, how sure are you? If your child is even that nice to think about you in your older days, let it be a bonus.
So it's a big challenge for people, for example, who have just started working. Someone will ask if I have to save, for example, say 10% of my income. And then you also have to put money aside for investment, and then have money that you're going to spend on yourself, spend on family, and all the other expenses. So how can someone plan very well to put all the other things aside, saving, the investment, but again have something to put aside for planning for their old age?
Planning for old age is more a full package. You cannot say I'm well prepared for my retirement when you've not done extremely well at the level of budgeting. Because it's budget that shows you this amount of money you're going to allocate to your savings, this amount of money you're going to pull from the savings to invest. At what age? Most people have seen them, they wait when they are 50, then they are 60, but the best age is in 20s. The moment you're done with the university, you've just got your job. Try and get a plan on it. If you're lucky, some working environments have schemes for the jobs, like you get, maybe you work with Opportunity Bank, then there's Opportunity Bank staff scheme. Maybe you work with then there's the first one for the government. First, ignore that. If you're working and you're lucky, join your employer scheme so that you can easily accommodate that small money that you have spent. Remember, when it's for staff, they add you some money. You may find a company contributes 10%, you contribute a 5%. This is the chance no one should miss. If you're in business, what do you do most? You need to invest. From investment, that's when you'll know that at this level I'm ready. My family members are financially independent. My children are financially. You cannot retire when your children are still depending on you. Or if you've not saved and you have a pool of investment. Insurance is also much important in retirement. Have you insured your health? And remember what I told you. Retirement, before you retire, make sure you have different pots. Not one. We get disappointed because all our eyes are on SSF. Do you have maybe your employer skill, you have SSF, you have your rentals, which was part of the investment. So the preparation is not just one thing, it's a huge package.
And when you bring all that portfolio together, you're in a much better position.
From Bashir's story, we get to see a few points that you really need to take a very, very clear focus on. One, he brings out the facts of starting when you're still young. Start planning for your old age. If you're to get an insurance plan that is going to help you save for your old age, start immediately the moment you start earning your first coin. Start putting something aside to plan for your old age. But again, he brings out something very, very, very wonderful, making sure that you have a healthy, youthful life. Because we've seen many people who have planned for their old age, but whatever they've saved is spent on health issues.
Medical bills can deplete
Treating
everything.
them. Yes, exactly. So however much you might plan for old age, but if you have not had a very healthy life in your youthful life, you will spend all your savings still on treating yourself. So have a healthy life and make sure that you start as early as possible.
And fixation, by the way, is important as we conclude. Some people, because they are saving, they tend not to live a life. They don't go to, maybe they love clubbing, they don't go there, beach, they don't go there. And as they grow old, you find a home there is going to spend all their preparation for retirement at the beach or with the girls at the bar. So it's also very much important.
So all in all, it brings us to the key questions for us to have at the back of our minds today. Are you part of a retirement benefit scheme? Do you have a retirement benefit plan? Think about it. think about your life. What are you putting in place for you to survive better when you're older? That is food for thought for us today. And possibly as we wind up, Ivan,
get right onto our YouTube channel, comment and share with us all your views about retirement and about all the other topics that we've covered in our previous episodes. See you next time. Be money wiser.